Did you know that 90% of sports bettors are losing sports bettors? That number could actually be higher now that this game has been opened up in the US and a lot more younger people are playing this game. And I want to help you not be that 90%. I want to take you to that 10% of being a winner. And my name is Ken. I'm with Bettor Culture, and I've been sports betting probably over 20 years. I've been doing it since high school, and over the years, I've learned this game. I failed for so many years, and I finally figured it out and didn't figure it out on my own. I learned from other professional sports bettors that gave me a lot of insights on how this game actually works. And I want to share some of those things that I've learned with you over time. And, I'm just trying to teach you how to, stop losing because I've experienced loss in sports gambling for so many years. My buddies have been sports gambling. And when we finally started to get married and have a house and kids, that losing had to go away. And so they quit sports betting. But luckily, I kept on it and I was able to figure this out. And one of the main differences was that I took this seriously. I didn't take it as entertainment purposes. And if you're here to take this game more seriously rather than just for entertainment, just something that you do out of fun, well then this is the video that you want to listen to because you'll want to take some of these steps so that you can take this game more seriously so that you can actually be winning sports better over time. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that we do in sports betting. And one of those is emotional betting, whether that emotional betting is from, betting on tilt or if you're betting on games that you are going to watch because you're going to the game and you want to do that kind of thing. Now, that kind of thing is when, you want to go to the game, you want to enjoy your home team. I still do that. And that's fun, right? That's part of the entertainment. And gambling is sports betting is still fun. You still have to have the fun in it, right? So I don't want to take that away. But what I do want to take away from what you're doing is the degenerate tendencies to go on tilt. And that's like when you are losing or you just lost yesterday and then you go on tilt, you're betting too big. That's something that, and you shouldn't be betting that way. And you're all of a sudden you're in the middle of the night looking for tennis matches out of the country or soccer matches just because you can't get over the losses that you had that day. That is emotional betting. That is a huge thing that you need to get over, or else your bankroll will be depleted. You'll end up a loser no matter how many winners that you will get. If you keep doing that, you will end up being a loser. Part of that is bankroll management. So if you're doing that kind of thing, you are definitely betting too much money. And bankroll management, there's a lot to it, and I'll discuss that in a little bit. But if you aren't managing your bankroll properly, then that's a definite way, fast way to get to the losers circle, right? Next, we're going to talk about the psychology of a winning bettor. So one of the things that bettors tend to use, it's called a gambler's fallacy, and that could be like, for example, a coin is heads or tails, and that's like 50-50, right? But if you keep seeing heads, 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 you're going to expect it to be tails, and you think that the probability is even better now, when in reality it's still 50-50 because it's either heads or tails. So this kind of happens within baseball. If, like, let's say for example it's a 4-game header or a 3-game header, and the team has lost 2 in a row, and then you expect them to win the third. I do this. I bet on that team, but part of that problem is most people think it's guaranteed, and that's when you'll end up losing. So you have to be careful with that type of thinking. That's part of bankroll management. Always have to keep your units the same. You may have want to recover from previous bets because you think that this bet is more guaranteed, but that's definitely not the case. Another thing is a winning mindset. You have to have that mindset that you are going to win. And what does that actually mean? That, if you are expecting to fail, you are you tend to become more, I guess I would say, more risky, right? Because let's say if your account is down $500, you don't want to end the week as a loser. So then you start to make bigger risk. And that's where, you're already thinking that you're going to lose rather than thinking that, if I stick to my game, which is sticking to my unit size and continue with my analysis, then I will get back to the winner's side, and recover that 500 and get back to the positive side. If you don't think like that, then you're going to push all your chips onto one play, or that you're going to start betting bigger because you're actually chasing, and that's where you feel like you're losing, so you need a chase so that you can become a winner. Don't think that way. Think long term. Think with a winning mindset that you are going to get it back, but you're not going to get it back by pushing too hard on the next few bets. That takes us to bankroll management, and that's there's three things that I want to discuss within bankroll management. Number one is setting your budget, and everybody's got a different budget, and when you set your budget, this budget actually has to be a budget that's dedicated to sports betting, and it's a budget that is not for anything else, because if you have a budget that's shared with everything else, when you win money, that money is going to be spent on everything else. And then when you lose money, you're going to say, where's my money to pay for my losses? And that's what's going to happen. So you need to set that budget. Let's say it's $10,000, $1,000, wherever you're at with your budget, set it, put it aside, and then start determining your unit size. That's number two. Determine your unit size. Some people is 1%, 2%, 3%. Whatever that is for you that you feel comfortable doing, you want to keep it around that 1%, 2%, so that you can stay in this game in the long run. And let's say that your bankroll is $1,000 and $10 is your bet size. That might not do anything for you. It might not give you that excitement, but that's kind of the idea. You're not here for entertainment. You need to learn to play this game. You need to slowly build that up. You need to be sure that you can actually win, and then you can start taking bigger risk. And then another thing with bankroll management is that recording your everything that you're doing, because a lot of people will not record what they're actually betting. They just keep it in their account, but I keep a separate Excel spreadsheet for the bets and the numbers and everything, all of that information, and it helps give you an idea of what happened last month, what happened the week before, what happened for this season, what happened for the whole year. And when you look at it that way, you'll get a better understanding of where you're going and what's possible for you. When you start tracking things, you'll start to realize, oh, wow, I am actually winning, or damn, I'm actually losing, and this is very difficult. I need to fix some things. All right, so now let's go talk about tips to help you improve your sports betting. One of those is tools. If you look back here, this is one of the tools that I use it on the screen. And there's other software and tools out there. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I'm going to be sharing some of those kind of tools in another video. But look around. I'm sure you use websites and all that, and be sure to look at line movements, all those kind of things, to help you get more information on the things that you're trying to do. Another thing is, if you are picking your own games, you really definitely need to focus on something specific, whether it's baseball, basketball, or whether it's sides totals. Let's say it's baseball totals. That's something that maybe that you found your niche and you figured something out. Try focusing on something like that first. I know you want to play all season, all, football, everything. And when you do that, you cannot focus on one thing, it makes it difficult because you got to learn everything. You got to figure everything out. And one of the ways that I'm able to play all season is because I have partners that I rely on that maybe focus on those kind of things, and they know more. And so those are kind of guys that I'll go to for that kind of information. And let's talk about some of the last thing is the pitfalls in this. And we touched on these, which is chasing losses. That's probably the worst thing that you can do because that's just a fast way to the loser circle. So stop chasing your losses and have that long-term mindset that you're going to actually win over time. And the only way for you probably to see that is if you track your bets so that you could see over time, oh, how did I do that last month. Another one is avoiding overconfidence, and that is just that, like I was talking about, you're just betting too much because you think it's going to be a sure thing. Don't do that. So that's what I wanted to share today. How you can get yourself to be part of the 10% of winners and not keep losing your butt on this game of sports gambling. My name is Ken with Bettor Culture. Thank you guys for watching.